Tonight on Connecticut's news station, heavy snow moving through parts of the state right now. The latest timeline, totals, and the changes in the weather you can expect through the day tomorrow.
Ryan, what's the latest?
Hi there, Carmen. Hi, everybody. A good burst of snow coming through over the last 3 or 4 hours. A winter storm warning up for all of the state, with the exception being the shoreline. And you can probably tell why by those cameras around Fairfield. The roads there are just wet. It's a little bit warmer there, and we will have some mixing with rain that actually happens later tonight along the shoreline. The real story right now, though, is the snow that's coming down. This dark blue band is dropping about 1 inch per hour snowfall, especially to the northwest of Hartford here. Bristol, Waterbury, Plymouth into some heavy snow right now, Wolcott, Southington, Plainville, and this is moving toward Farmington and West Hartford. So the snowfall rates will be going up there. Around New Haven, it's a little bit lighter snow right now, and it's also a bit warmer, so it's not accumulating as fast near and along the shoreline. But you don't have to go too far inland. We have another good band of snow that's coming through Chester, right on the other side of the river here toward Colchester, Salem, and Bosra as well right now. Temperatures, big spread, 26 in Norfolk and Torrington to 35 in New Haven. So you can understand near and along the shoreline, it's a wetter snow. Inland, it's a lighter, fluffier snow that can stack up a little bit more. We do have a little break in the precipitation that's developing to our south. So we get this burst of snow for the next 3 or 4 hours, and then this moves in for about daybreak tomorrow. So the precipitation will temporarily lighten up from about 2 a.m. through 10 a.m. And we may even have some rain that mixes in spots. But then tomorrow, late morning and early afternoon, the temperatures start dropping, and we may have some more bursts of snow that move through with an additional inch or two of accumulation during that time. So here's how it plays out on the maps. By 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, the heavier snow lifting into northern Connecticut, already starting to get into that break in southern areas. 6 o'clock in the morning, near or maybe even above freezing in spots with a little drizzle or light rain, while snow continues near the Massachusetts border. Then later tomorrow morning, colder air starts to come down from the north, and the temperatures will actually start dropping. So we may have slick spots redeveloping late tomorrow morning and early into the afternoon, and any slush that's on the shoreline will be freezing up solid as these temperatures drop during the afternoon tomorrow. No changes to the snowfall forecast. 8 to 12 inches to the northwest, much less to the southeast, where it's a wetter, heavier snow. Back with much more on this, and there are 2 more storms in the 7-day too. We'll see you in just a while.
Now, the Fox 61 Weather Watch with meteorologist Ryan Breton.
It's not going to be a fun drive home tonight.
It won't be.
Yeah.
And the weather tomorrow is going to be kind of interesting in that around like 7 or 8 in the morning, that may actually be the high temperature for the day. And then it will get colder in the afternoon.
So what's the high temperature going to be?
35, 36.
Okay.
And then later in the day, we drop into the upper 20s.
Oh, okay.
So that means if there's slush around in the morning,
it'll freeze over.
you're going to want to get rid of it before it can freeze.
Put on my ice skates for
There
tomorrow.
we go. I like that. Take a look outside tonight, Carmen. We are so happy for all of the local ski areas. They can make snow, but there's nothing like a good old-fashioned snowstorm, and that's what we have tonight at New Hartford. It took until this point in the winter to get anything substantial, but it's coming down at a really good clip there, 1 inch or maybe even 1.5 inches per hour right now in western and northwestern Connecticut. We're in the thick of this with moderate to heavy snow through about 2 in the morning. Then we have a bit of a lull after about 2 a.m. through mid-morning with lighter snow and maybe even some mixing with rain in southern parts of the state. Then as the temperatures drop, we'll have some extra snow that comes in late morning, early afternoon tomorrow with some additional accumulation, and the temperatures will be dropping. So whatever is out there will be freezing up tomorrow afternoon. Very heavy snow, though, within this band of snow over northwest Connecticut right now. The dark blues around New Milford, Torrington, headed into Bristol and Waterbury. This may be dropping 1 inch or 2 in just 1 hour. So very heavy snow all through this region, headed up through Canton, Avon, Farmington, and Simsbury as well. We have moderate to heavy snow right in the Hartford area. Meriden, New Britain getting into the moderate and heavy snow as well. It's a little bit lighter toward New Haven, but still a good burst of snow coming through there as well. Another band kind of setting up to the south of Haddam, headed toward Norwich, and then another one just on the southeast shoreline. Right now, the rain-snow line is just offshore, but we think it'll move inland later later in the storm. Northeast Connecticut, we have moderate to heavy snow just about everywhere, all painted in this solid blue over the quiet corner right now. It's 26 in Torrington, 29 in Bristol, but 32 in Hartford and Wallingford, 32 in Hamden, and 35 in New Haven. So it's a wetter snow the farther south you get, and a bit fluffier up here in northwest Connecticut, and that's why we expect the highest totals to be there. There's actually some thunderstorm action offshore, but a bit of a break in the precipitation developing south of New York City. This will be coming up later tonight, which is why we expect that lull in the action. And then on the backside of the storm tomorrow, as the temperatures drop, we'll see another round of snow develop during the day. So it's nasty out there now with snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour in spots. But after about 2 a.m., the snow does tend to lighten up. Still snowing in northern Connecticut, but maybe even a bit of mixing in southern areas. This is when the high temperature will be tomorrow, early in the day, and once the wind starts to shift and come in out of the north and northwest, temperatures all across the state will begin dropping, and that's when we may see one last round of snow midday tomorrow. So expect changing conditions through the midday. Anything that's wet will be icing over as the temperatures drop, and certainly by tomorrow evening, even with the storm over, there will be icy spots lingering after the snow completely ends by about 5 or 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. 8 to 12 inches of snow from Wolcott up through Canton, Avon, Simsbury into the Litchfield Hills. That's the jackpot. But elsewhere, widespread 4 to 8 inches of snow, and there could even be a localized spot around Tolland or the Northeast Hills that picks up 9 or 10. Southern Connecticut, where it's a wetter, heavier snow, not as much. Generally 2 to 4 inches, maybe just a bit less than that on the southeast shoreline. There's the trend in the temperatures tomorrow, which is why there may still be some icy spots out there tomorrow evening after the storm moves away. There's also a coastal flood advisory for the shoreline. Could be some minor flooding that happens around the time of high tide early tomorrow morning. Monday's weather looks fine, but I want to quickly show you we have another storm coming. This is a very active weather pattern, and unfortunately this next storm likely has a lot of rain and wind, potential flooding and power outages Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. We already have a weather watch alert for that storm. Then after it moves by, we may get a break for a couple of days before another storm next weekend. But this one probably looks like the snowiest, at least as we see it now. Temperatures will be back up into the 50s on Wednesday with that rain and wind moving through. So we're concerned about some flooding and power outages with that next storm. In the meantime, heavy snow out there now, a bit of a break around sunrise tomorrow, and then as the temperatures drop midday into the afternoon, we may get some minor snow accumulation and things glazing over as the temperatures drop as well.